Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting us in this important meeting, the 10th ASEAN Network Symposium for Nutrition. I'm Juliawati UNTORO, Technical Lead for Nutrition at WHO Regional Office for Western Pacific. Today, my presentation will focus on protecting children from the harmful impact of food marketing in the Western Pacific. Before I start with my presentation, I would like to share with you a video which shows the real-life experience of a parent struggling with how to deal with the effect of harmful marketing of unhealthy food to her children. Let's take a look at the story of Kong Pepe from China. Let's play Mr. Kong video.
现在的社会的这些食物啊，没法辨别出它的真实性。你不管手机一打开，有太多信息了，还有益于孩子智力健康。看到这个明明都不好的东西，这么多糖，你还说什么健康对你什么怎么发育怎么样，什么怎么样怎么样？我叫龚 baby， 我是个演员，然后我有一个丈夫，有一个孩子，3口之家，对。年轻时候哪知道什么好吃，觉得好吃就吃，就后来慢慢有了孩子以后，给我一个很大的在食物方面这个注意，然后也希望他有个好的健康的那个习惯嘛。所以我从小孩开始喂辅食的时候，我就开始就很注重，3岁之前尽量让他少接触这些有些糖的，所以他就最起码3岁之前是能我稍微控制的。我这次去拍戏，我就看很多小孩啊，我就看他们基本上主食都不怎么吃，就天天各种各样的零食，我真还挺担心的。这广告啊，什么说这个怎么样，这个怎么样，有些还结合那种他喜欢的卡通片。结合那种东西，糖果一起卖。其实他真正的不是说想要糖果，他真的是要那个玩具，玩具里面很多糖果。我觉得这个是吸引小孩的东西，对，所以很多厂商是很聪明的，从玩具开始，而且是有连续性的，你知道吗？我觉得对于很多父母来说的话，也是因为各种各样五花八门的东西来，所以是辨别能力还是比较。挺难的，然后我觉得需要社会啊各个方面啊国家啊来一起帮忙，一起去辨别，一起去给予引导。比如说这个产品根本就是所谓的3高就很糟糕的一个产品吧，就国家最起码把这番控制，我们也就省很多事儿了。
That video is the perfect introduction of the food marketing to children in the region. My presentation will consist of 3 parts. First, we will start with the background and follow with the regional action framework, and then we will end with the experience and lessons learned. So let's start with the background. As you see in this slide, no country in the Western Pacific is free from malnutrition. Double burden of malnutrition affected most countries in the region. It is characterized by coexistence of undernutrition along with overweight and obesity or diet-related NCD. And this dual nutrition challenge can occur across all income groups. As you see in this graph, there has been a considerable progress in the reduction of undernutrition. However, still 10 countries in the region, as you see in this blue bar, have a prevalence of childhood stunting above 20%. Meanwhile, childhood obesity has increased significantly at an alarming rate in the region, affecting most countries and member states in the region to become a serious public health challenges in the 21st century. It was estimated that about 84 million children aged 5 to 19 years are overweight or obese in the region. It is an increase of 43% in just 6 years. What is the impact of this rising obesity? It is well documented that overweight and obesity are one of the main risk factors of non-communicable disease. ASEAN Development Bank estimates that childhood obesity costs the region of 166 billion annually. This estimation includes both direct costs, which is caused by additional medical expenditure, and indirect costs due to the higher morbidity and mortality of overweight and obese patients. Indeed, obesity is a serious threat to the prosperity of the region. Over the past 2 decades, many countries in the Western Pacific region have experienced rapid economic growth that has brought both great benefits and challenges. Economic growth and globalization have changed the food system and reshaped the way people in many countries produce and consume food. Nutrition transition is happening across the region, where traditional food and diet are being replaced with inexpensive, highly processed, and nutrient-poor food products, which have become more popular and widely available and consumed. This figure shows the rate of increase of consumption of unhealthy food, in which soft drink and the packaged food, which is high in salt, fat, and sugar. It is fastest in low and middle income countries, with low or no further growth expected in high income countries. The pace at which consumption is rising in low and middle income countries even faster than that was occurred historically in high income countries. This figure shows the sales of ultra-processed food products in selected ASEAN countries in 2000 to 2017. The product categories were selected as they were identified as contributing most significantly to the sugar, salt, and fat consumption for ultra-processed food in the region. As you see in this slide, ultra-processed food sales has increased rapidly in most middle-income countries. Carbonated soft drink was the leading product category that likely most harmful to the population nutritional status. Evidence shows that market and store are becoming increasingly dominant as distributor channels for processed food throughout the region, in which contributing to ongoing dietary changes and drivers of the ASEAN nutrition transition. Sugar-sweetened beverage, especially carbonated soft drink, are the leading source of added sugar consumption. This figure shows that the high proportion of young adolescents reported having frequently consumed carbonated soft drink at least once per day in the last 30 days. The frequency varied greatly across the region, ranging from around 30% to almost 60%. There is a strong evidence that consumption of sugar-sweetened beverage with energy dense and nutrient poor is associated with the increased risk of obesity among children and adolescents, and they will develop diet-related non-communicable disease when they reach adulthood. So how about the infant and young child feeding? This slide shows the trends of breast milk substitute sales. Analysis reveals that significant and likely unprecedented worldwide change in the infant and young child diet is underway. Globally, infant formula sales are growing across all regions except the North America. The most significant absolute change of sales in Asia, which is increased almost triple in the last 10 years. The question is food marketing responsible? The meta-analysis that is published in the peer-reviewed journal show that marketing indeed play a major role in the popularity and increased consumption of both breast milk substitute and food high in saturated trans fat, as well as free sugar and salt. It showed that the food marketing affect the children preference, purchase behavior, and consumption habit. And this is associated with obesity in children and adolescents. Unfortunately, the current marketing practice predominantly promotes low nutrient foods and beverages. This figure at the top illustrates how the truth about food marketing. It is as an example of a country which spends $1.8 billion per year for marketing aimed for the children, 51% of which are focused on the sugary drink, 40% on the fast food, 9% other food, and only less than 1% spent for fruits and vegetables. And the figure below shows the proportion of packaged food product which has health star rating of 3.5 and above, which is considered as healthy product. This figure show ranges from 37% the product assessed in New Zealand and less than quarter in China has rating 3.5 or more, which means majority of the product did not meet the healthy threshold. It is indeed, there is an urgent need for policy to regulate food marketing to the children. Concerned with the harmful impact of food marketing on the diet and health of the children that continue to widespread in the region despite the member state effort, the Regional Committee of WHO Western Pacific endorsed the Regional Action Framework on protecting children from the harmful impact of food marketing in the Western Pacific. It urged member states to use the framework to strengthen, establish the policy and action to protect children from the harmful impact of marketing as appropriate according to the national context. It requests WHO to provide technical support, facilitate dialogue, exchange knowledge and experience as well as lessons learned, and to report progress periodically. The next session, I will describe the Regional Action Framework on protecting children from the harmful impact of marketing, which is currently available in 5 languages, including the Japanese. The goal of this Regional Action Framework is to protect children from harmful impact of food marketing. It supports member states as appropriate to the local context to eliminate exposure of general public to the marketing of breast milk substitute, to end inappropriate promotion of food for infant and young children, and to reduce children exposure to marketing of unhealthy food, as well as to minimize the power of marketing of unhealthy food. The framework guiding by 5 principles, which is consists of government leadership, evidence-driven, right-based approach, equity, and safeguard against conflict of interest. Government leadership is very essential to set and develop the policy to address public health goals as well as the challenges, and also to ensure that the relevant policy is properly implemented. Policy should be informed by strong evidence and should aim to further build evidence through the research, monitoring, and evaluation of the policy impact. This framework draws decades of evidence on the negative impact of food marketing, which is affecting children preferences, purchase requests, and consumption pattern. The right-based approach. The United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, along with the Convention of the Right for the Children, provides the foundation for child rights to be protected from harmful impact of food marketing. Equity and equality are important aspects of food and nutrition. From the perspective of health inequity, not only that the children tend to be exposed of food marketing, but also children from the low socioeconomic status tend to be exposed to a greater degree of food marketing than children from higher socioeconomic. And for safeguard, given the need to engage with actors beyond just health sector and also engage with multi-stakeholder to address the impact of food marketing, there are ways to manage the potential conflict of interest that might arise. This framework consists of 4 pillars and 10 recommended actions. This framework provides options for countries to act to protect children from harmful impact of food marketing. In this framework, WHO encouraged member states to consider the key action under the four following pillars: policy framework, multi-sectoral and multi-stakeholder collaboration, advocacy and communication, and monitoring and evaluation. This pillar describes the key action to be considered to achieve the goal and the objective of the framework. The pillar and recommended action are not linear or sequential. The recommended action may be interrelated and also implemented simultaneously or at different times and can encompass across the four pillars depending on national context. For example, country might consider to take under review and situational context first before strengthen the legal and regulatory framework. The next part will describe on what are the experience and lessons learned so far in regulating food marketing to children. Regulating food marketing in school has been one of the most popular interventions in the region. Around 17 countries implemented this policy in various degrees. Indeed, schools play an important role in promoting healthy diet and good nutrition and can create an enabling environment for the children. However, school food environment is often not conducive for healthy diet. Marketing for foods and beverages can be seen in school poster, the front vending machine as you see in this picture, as well as in the textbook covers and scoreboards. This is an example of evidence that describes food advertisement in the area around Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, and Manila, Philippines. The density of food advertisement was twice as higher in the area closest to school as compared to area further from the school. And almost all food advertisements are non-core on unhealthy food and drink, and soft drink were the most frequently promoted. Children are exposed to large number of advertisements of unhealthy food on their way from and to the school. It is indeed clear direction for policy development are outlined. The children exposure for this marketing are urgently needed. So schools should indeed consider putting policies and practice into place that promote healthy food environment as well as healthy diet and help students to make choices. The intervention to improve school nutrition include restrict marketing and eliminate provision as well as sales of unhealthy food, including sugar sweetened beverage, set up food procurement and standard for meals that provided and sold in the school, as well as provision of potable water in the school and sport facility, and promoting nutrition and health education as part of the core curriculum. Children access a wide range of digital media, not only TV, but often mobile device, with little or no supervision. Children spend hours online on the screen, especially during the pandemic. These screen hours are indeed much longer. In terms of the internet activity, multiple studies show that children access platforms that offer a wide range of content for all ages and not just child-specific content. Furthermore, the nature of digital media is continually evolving. The policy specifications that have been implemented by member states include children program that broadcasted on the dedicated children channel or during defined children viewing times, and or program with audience of which a significant proportion or absolute number are children. In 2008, Republic of Korea passed Special Act on Safety Management of Children Dietary Life. The act ban TV advertisement on energy-dense, nutrient-poor food and beverage during the child prime time viewing, which is like 5 to 7 p.m., as well as during commercial break of children programs. Give on advertisement of children food on TV, radio, and internet are also banned. Also, fast food and soda could not be sold within 200 meters of the school. It is called green food zone. And there has been central procurement for school meal services to ensure the healthy meals. From pet nutrition labeling is implemented using the traffic light sign, and also educational nutrition resources and campaign is developed for school children. The evaluation showed that 99% of the school implement green food zones, and there has been reformulation of some of the food product to make it healthier, decrease of the unhealthy food advertisement during the regulated hour 5 to 7 p.m. and also all hours. The gross rating points for energy dense and nutrient poor foods fell 57% across all hours and 82% in the restricted hours. Free gift disappeared from advertisement of packaged children favorite food. And also Ministry of Health support the supply and distribution of nutrition education materials. Another example from other region is Chile. In 2016, Chile implemented law of food labeling and advertising to address the childhood obesity. It was first national regulation that mandated restriction for food marketing to the children from pet food labeling using a warning label and ban of sales of food containing high sugar, sodium, or saturated fat in the school setting. The law aims to protect children from harmful impact of food marketing, promote healthy choice, and decrease consumption of high sugar, salt, fat, and calories. The restriction for food marketing targeted for children under the age of 14 apply for advertisement targeted to the children in the TV or website, program with an audience greater than 20% of the children, commercial break before, during, or after this show, as well as advertisement that use cartoons, animation, toys in their design to promote food or drink. These figures show that what happened before and after the law. After the law, all this, the tiger, lion, and all the cartoon disappear from the food for the children. An evaluation was conducted in 2019 to see the impact of the food marketing regulation. And the study showed that children exposure to unhealthy food advertisement is decreased significantly, but not yet fully eliminated. It is expected that later stage of the regulation will eliminate the majority of children exposure in the television. The study showed that the purchase of unhealthy food is significantly declined following the implementation of the law. In summary, there are no single action to protect children from harmful impact of food marketing. We have to ensure that all 4 pillars are considered and apply the recommended action as appropriate to the local context. As WHO, we stand ready to support member states in the implementation of regional action framework on protecting food marketing to the children. Arigato gozaimashita. Thank you so very much.